Hey guys! So, I am going to review today some of our own in-store products. Primarily, we're going to be looking at our incense. And we're going to start with the ones that come from Satya. What I love about this incense is the quality of the material and how they use mostly natural materials when making the incense. And it's all hand rolled using traditional methods. Now, before I go into the review, what is Satya? So Satya incense comes from India by the company Shrinivas Sugandhalaya. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. And it is founded by the late Sri Satyam Sethi. On the company website, they say that Mr. Satyam established a small incense manufacturing unit in 1964, making up his mind to do so by understanding the ancient way of making incense with various fragrances. In particular interest to him was a practice that was used by monks during medieval times, whereby the key incense ingredients were incorporated and massaged in with a special container resin, which was then hand rolled to make the incense. And this is a very specific technique that is called masala or flora incense. By the way, fun fact, the company has two series. They have a Satya series and a Shrinivas series. But we're going to be looking today on the Satya one because that's what we have here in store. Before we go into that, I just want to remind you guys that when you're using the incense, please be mindful of the smoke. We want to make sure that you use it in a well-ventilated area. And also, never leave your incense unattended. It's basically on par with being an open flame. You just want to make sure that you keep an eye on it and then put someplace safe and not anywhere around things that are flammable. All right, so let's go on into our reviews and let's start off with my number one favorite, the Nag Champa. Little sidebar fun fact about the Nag Champa is that Mr. Satyam was an ardent follower of Sri Satya Sai Baba. And after making the Nag Champa incense, Sethi took it to show him. And Satya Sai Baba gave him his blessing and told Mr. Satyam that the product will be the most sought after incense in the world. And he was definitely right. So here is the Nag Champa, as well as all the other incense from the Satya series that we have available in store. We'll go over all of them if time permits, or I'll be doing, separate videos if need be, which might be the case, but we'll see what happens. All right, so Nag Champa. So in each box, you're going to be getting a paper container of 12 sticks. And these sticks come out to 15 grams net weight, as you can see right here. You would want to put it on an incense burner of some sort, whether it is coffin style or this particular ash catcher style. Either way, having that there so that way the ash will catch is an ideal option to do. Taking one out, it's a very simple looking incense stick, but I can already tell you right now it is quite fragrant, but not overpowering. To light your incense, all you need is a good flame source, lighter, stove, matches, you name it. Just light it, wait for a few seconds. During this time, you could be doing an intention and prayer. Put it out, and you got your smoke. The amount of smoke emitted is very light. It smells exactly as it smells from the box, maybe perhaps with a little bit more of burning of wood. I would say I catch more notes of wood being burned, but it is still a very delightful scent. I even find myself closing my eyes and just enjoying this scent that I am receiving from it. Very earthy notes as well. The best way I could describe it is with earthy notes, very deep bass notes as well, and definitely some hint of wood in with that. There's a reason why this is my number one favorite scent. It is just very unique and very different from the rest. What I mean by them being different from the rest is that there are a couple of pieces here that I'll admit to me smells quite similar, perhaps because they use similar ingredients, one being a little bit stronger, let's say in rose versus jasmine or something along those lines. But Nag Champa is very standalone in its scent and its signature. And that's one of the other reasons why I absolutely just adore this so much. And it's still, it's probably been about 5 minutes or so, still going very strong with the smoke, as you can see. Very good in its self-activation and continual with the burning. So the incense still has a ways to go. It's probably been about another 15 minutes and about this much of ash has gone. So it's a strong burner, a bit of a fast burner, but at the same time a slow burner as well. Some properties for you to be aware of when it comes to the Nag Champa specific incense. It is one for harmonizing and is great for meditation and relaxation. I'm right now resetting my nose using my homemade soy candle of coffee, because coffee is supposed to reset the senses. So that way, if you are smelling different things such as incense, perfumes, that helps to distinguish, so you get each one unique and different in their own way. Next, we're doing Super Hit. So this Super Hit has a much sweeter scent than the Nag Champa, but not as sweet as, let's say, like jasmine or some kind of fruit. But it is also very, it's kind of funny. When I smell it, I thought of fire, like a very sweet fire is what I would describe it as. And the part that's funny is that the website of Shrinivas actually lists this as being one for incorporating like the energy and the rays of the sun. So I think they definitely caught on with that. This is Mr. Satya, by the way. So another thing with this is the properties. When it comes to Super Hit is one for abundance, positive, uplifting energy, and getting activated, if you will. All right, so taking it out of its box, it looks very similar to Nag Champa. I believe all of them have a similar look, but already pulling it out, it has a much stronger sweetness than I first anticipated when just taking it from the box. It has very rich floral scents attached to it. I want to say there's also the slightest undertone of citrus in it as well. All right, let's go ahead and light this one. All right, lighting this, waiting a few seconds, oops, and putting it out. Now bear in mind, I'm not actually inhaling the smoke here. I am just letting the scent develop around me. I'm now also going to just let this go for a little bit, and then I'm going to see how the room smells from this smoke having settled within the area. Okay, so coming back in, I definitely gained those floral notes that we mentioned beforehand, but they're not overpowering, and I really appreciate that about the Super Hit, is that it is noticeable. Don't get me wrong, it is very noticeable, but it's not overpowering. And though I am getting a lot of floral, it's not so much so that it would be more, let's say, feminine, because there is also quite a bit of masculine along with it too. It's hard to describe, like how do you describe feminine and masculine? But that's just what comes to mind for me when taking in this scent. It's a good balance. It's a really good balance. So with that being said, I don't want to make so long of a video that we're going on for 2 hours. So I think I'll just make this be part 1 in a series of reviewing our different incense boxes. Just that way you guys know if you want to order online and you're not sure because you can't smell it yourself, perhaps this will be able to become something that will be assistant to you. So I'll make more in the future, but until then, there's my review for Nag Champa and Super Hit. They're both wonderful. I absolutely love them. I'm walking around the place with my incense right now, setting in some blessings and what have you. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching, for listening. I hope you're having a great weekend and have a wonderful week up ahead with you on everything. I'm stumbling my words. Guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Making incense with very different